Let us discuss few problems related to n factorial. I have written few problems on the board. First one is n plus 6 bracket factorial is equal to 56 times n plus 4 bracket factorial. Already we have seen that n factorial is product of first n natural numbers, and it is n minus 1, n minus 2, so on up to 3 into 2 into 1 with a 0 factorial is equals to 1. Let us take the first problem, which is n plus 6 bracket factorial is equals to 56 multiplied by n plus 4 bracket factorial. Look at the left and right sides. Is it possible that this n plus 4 will be written in terms of n plus 6 bracket factorial, or n plus 6 will be written in terms of n plus 4 bracket factorial? Every times when we write down n factorial, we start with n, each term decreases and it terminates to 1. It means definitely n plus 6 bracket factorial will be n plus 6 multiplied by the less one than the n plus 6, which is n plus 6 minus 1, that is n plus 5. N plus 4 multiplied by n plus 3, n plus 2, it means, shall I write down the remaining elements, will be definitely n plus 4 bracket factorial, which is equated to 56 times n plus 4 bracket factorial. Clearly, n plus 4 bracket factorial, since non-zero, will be removed from both the sides. N plus 6 multiplied by n plus 5 is equals to 56. This will give you the next line as n square plus 11n plus 30 is equals to 56, which means it will be n square plus 11n plus 30 minus 56, it comes out to be equals to minus 26, is equated to 0. This 26 will be factorized in such a way that product will be equals to minus 26 and the sum counts to be equals to 11. Shall I write down this 26 as equals to 13 multiplied by 2 with 13 in plus and 2 in negative form, so that their sum will be equals to 13 minus 2 as equals to 11. Product comes out to be equal to minus 26, means which will gives you n plus 13 multiplied by n minus 2 is equals to 0, which will gives you n plus 13 is equals to 0, or otherwise n minus 2 is equals to 0, which means n is equals to minus 13 or n is equals to 2. N is equals to minus 13 will definitely get rejected. Accepted value will be n is equals to 2. Alternatively, if you look at this one, shall I say that this n plus 6 multiplied by n plus 5, which is equals to 56. Look at this n plus 6, n plus 5. Both have got the difference with 1. Is it possible that you could factorize this 56 in terms of two factors, which will give their product as equals to 56, with a difference between the two elements as equals to 1? Let me write down n plus 6 multiplied by n plus 5 as it is. Is it possible that I could write down this 56 as 8 into 7 or 7 into 8? It is definitely 8 multiplied by 7. Why 8 multiplied by 7? Because n plus 6 and n plus 5 are giving the difference 1 with n plus 6 greater than n plus 5. For that purpose, we write down that 56 in factor form as 8 into 7, not in terms of 7 into 8. Now n plus 6 is equated to 8, n plus 5 is equated to 7. In any of the case, this gives you again n is equals to 2, which we have written as accepted answer. This will be the most convenient and preferable method. I have shown both these. With this, you can give the next one as n plus 1 bracket factorial is equals to 42 times n minus 1 bracket factorial. N plus 3 bracket factorial will be equals to 110 times n plus 1 bracket factorial. shall I say that this n plus 1 bracket factorial, let us take few minutes to write down this n plus 1 bracket factorial is equals to 42 times n minus 1 bracket factorial. Just look at that, whether n minus 1 bracket factorial will be written in terms of n plus 1 bracket factorial, or n plus 1 bracket factorial will be written in terms of n minus 1 bracket factorial. Definitely this n plus 1 bracket factorial will be written in terms of n minus 1 bracket factorial. Let me write down over here. N plus 1 bracket factorial shall I write down as n plus 1 multiplied by n multiplied by remaining elements will be definitely n minus 1 bracket factorial. Term is equated to 42 times n minus 1 bracket factorial, means let me write down as equals to 42 times n minus 1 bracket factorial. From both the sides we remove that n minus 1 bracket factorial, and then shall I write down n plus 1 multiplied by n is equals to 42. Again the difference between n plus 1 and n is equals to 1 with n plus 1 greater than n. Is it possible that you could factorize this 42 in terms of two factors, which will give their product as equals to 42 but difference as equals to 1, which means both these are consecutives. Is it n plus 1 multiplied by n is equated to 7 multiplied by 6. Now n plus 1 is equals to 7 and n is equal to 6. In both the cases n comes out to be equals to 6, which means it will give you the answer as equals to 6. Is it possible that you could write down this n plus 3 bracket factorial is equal to 110 times n plus 1 bracket factorial as a homework? Definitely you can do this. Now let us discuss the problem related to 17 minus n bracket factorial divided by 14 minus n bracket factorial is equals to 5 factorial. Look at this example again. I have shown the two examples. I have put n plus 3 bracket factorial is equal to 110 times n plus 1 bracket factorial as a homework. Let us discuss both these problems and then we go for permutation combination with NPR and NCR. Now let us discuss this one. 17 minus n bracket factorial divided by 14 minus n bracket factorial is equals to 5 factorial. 17 minus n bracket factorial divided by 14 minus n bracket factorial is equals to 5 factorial. Look at this numerator. It is 17 minus n bracket factorial. What will be the term 17 minus n minus 1? It will be obviously 16 minus n bracket. What will be its next less one term? It is 15 minus n. Means shall I write down this 17 minus n bracket factorial in terms of this 14 minus n bracket factorial? Definitely we can. Now it is 17 minus n multiplied by less one than that of 17 minus n. It is 16 minus n. It is 15 minus n multiplied by the remaining elements will be definitely 14 minus n bracket factorial divided by it is 14 minus n bracket factorial, which is equals to, let us write down as it is 5 factorial. Check once. 17 minus n bracket factorial will be written as 17 minus n less 1 than that of 17 minus n, means it will be 17 minus n minus 1, which is 16 minus n, 15 minus n, remaining elements will be 14 minus n bracket factorial, which will gives you 17 minus n, 16 minus n, 15 minus n, it is equated to 5 factorial. But that 5 factorial means it is 17 minus n, 16 minus n, 15 minus n, it is equated to 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 into 1. Now, whatever may be the product will be written in terms of factors in such a way that the factors will be 3 with a 3 in consecutive form with a difference as equals to 1. The term to the left will not be disturbed. It will be 17 minus n, 16 minus n, 15 minus n, This 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, shall I write down it in terms of 3 consecutive elements with difference as equals to 1? Shall I write down 3 to the 6 as multiplied with 4 multiplied with 5 as in form 6 into 5 into 4. Now 17 minus n is equated to 6. 16 minus n is equated to 5 and 15 minus n is equated to 4 will gives you n is equal to 17 minus 6. N is equals to 16 minus 5. N is equals to 15 minus 4. In any of the case, n comes out to be equals to 11 as an answer. Is it clear? On factorial upon 3 factorial into n minus 3 bracket factorial is to n factorial upon 5 factorial into n minus 5 bracket factorial is equals to 5 is to 3. Let us discuss this one. Already in the ratio proportion, we have seen that whenever we have a is to b, that a is to b is written as a divided by b. With the help of this, shall I write down this particular expression as n factorial upon 3 factorial multiplied by n minus 3 bracket factorial divided by n factorial upon 5 factorial multiplied by n minus 5 bracket factorial is equal to 5 divided by 3. One more. Whenever we have a upon b divided by c upon d, this also we have written as a divided by b multiplied by d divided by c. It means when that denominator shifts to numerator, it will be in the reciprocal form. Let us make use of this so that it will be n factorial divided by 3 factorial into n minus 3 bracket factorial multiplied with the term in denominator shifts to numerator in the reciprocal form as a 5 factorial multiplied by n minus 5 bracket factorial divided by n factorial is equals to 5 divided by 3 written as it is. Now check whether some cancellations are possible or not. Definitely. Are possible or not? Definitely some cancellations are there. The first one will definitely n factorial will get removed. Now check whether n minus 5 bracket factorial will be written in terms of n minus 3 bracket factorial or whether n minus 3 bracket factorial will be written in terms of n minus 5 bracket factorial. This is the most important step because n minus 5 bracket factorial will gives you in simplification form as n minus 5 multiplied by n minus 5 minus 1 means it is n minus 6. N minus 6 minus 1 will be n minus 7 and so on. It means definitely this n minus 5 bracket factorial will never be written in terms of n minus 3 bracket factorial. This n minus 3 bracket factorial will be written in terms of n minus 1 bracket factorial. For that, let us write down this n factorial as it is divided by 3 factorial multiplied with n minus 3 bracket factorial will be n minus 3 multiplied by n minus 3 minus 1 n minus 4. Next one will be n minus 4 minus 1 will be n minus 5. Continuing in this way, it will definitely gives you n minus 5 bracket factorial multiplied with this 5 factorial will be written in terms of 3 factorial as 5 into 4 multiplied by 3 factorial multiplied with n minus 5 bracket factorial divided by term in denominator will be n factorial is equated to 5 divided by 3. N factorial will get cancelled. Similarly, n minus 5 bracket factorial will get cancelled. 3 factorial will get removed and the term to the left will be 5 multiplied by 4 in numerator because already n factorial get cancelled. 3 factorial is removed. N minus 5 bracket factorial will get removed. Term in denominator will be n minus 3, n minus 4 is equated to 5 divided by 3. One more thing. Now this 5 also will get cancelled, and then it will gives you n minus 3 multiplied by n minus 4 is equated to 4 multiplied by 3. How it is? N minus 3, n minus 4 shifts to right side. This 3 shifts to left. 5 get cancelled, and it will be 5 into 4 into 3 is equated to 5 into n minus 3, n minus 4. 5 get removed. Since it is non-zero, without hesitation, 4 multiplied by 3 is equated to n minus 3, n minus 4. Now n minus 3, n minus 4 has got difference between them with 1. N minus 3 is greater than n minus 4. Definitely n minus 3 is equated to 4 and n minus 4 is equated to 3. In any of the case, this gives you n is equals to 7 as an answer. Is it clear whatever I have written? Is it clear whatever I have discussed? Check it once. Put the practice for these. From tomorrow or from next lecture, we will have the definition related to NPR. What that NPR means? NPR, it means R objects are arranged out of N. And what that NCR will be? R objects are selected out of N. Let us discuss it in the next lecture.